Guys, and welcome to our WWE Royal Rumble 2025 prediction video.
I'm here to rumble. I've got danger in my flavor like a razor. I'm here to rumble. Diamond breaker, it's my nature. Get ready for thunder. I'm here to rumble.
So yes, I am back with Callum with our first prediction video of the year for 2025 for WWE. Yes, a new year has begun. And as always, we start with the Royal Rumble, one of my favourite pay-per-views of the year. As I always say, I'm sure Callum feels the same way. You know, the Royal Rumble matches are always really, really fun. We also usually get some fun singles matches as well to accompany the Rumbles. And yeah, and this is the pay-per-view where we start to get the building blocks heading towards April. Ooh. And yeah, and the road to WrestleMania 41 begins. Woo! So yes, Callum, are you looking forward to the Royal Rumble?
Absolutely. Again, I think obviously besides WrestleMania, I think the Royal Rumble's probably going to be my, most favorite pay-per-view of the year because of the unique match types with the Rumbles. They're always full of not always, not recently as many surprises, but they're always good watches. They're always an hour-long fests of seeing, So yeah, I love the Rumbles. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yep, good. So it's taking place this weekend in Indianapolis, like a big 60,000 seater stadium. So it's going to be big. Woo! So as of right now, we only have four matches on the card. Obviously, the two Royal Rumble matches, but only two other matches to accompany them, which is a little bit disappointing. I know the Royal Rumble matches are 2 hours, both of them together, but we usually get one or two more. Maybe one match will get added before the weekend. We'll see. But yes, let's get to it then. So first match we've got then, well, is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, before I say the competitors, Triple H, what do you, hallelujah, that the Tag Team Championships are being defended on a pay-per-view for the first time since WrestleMania. Can you believe that, Callum?
Is that actually they haven't been defended on a pay-per-view since
On a
WrestleMania?
on a pay-per-view since WrestleMania. So Triple H, they just don't care about those tag team belts, do they? But finally, we've got a match on a pay-per-view. It only took 8 months, but yeah. Oh. Anyway, so yes, it is DIY defending their belts, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, going up against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, or Sabin, I say. So, Callum, I'll let you start. Should be a fun match, obviously. 2 out of 3 falls. These two teams, obviously, I think they're going to have a lot of good chemistry together in that ring. So, yeah, Callum, who have you got and why?
I mean, as much as the fact that the tag team belts haven't been on any pay-per-views, I mean, when Grayson Waller and Austin Theory had them, they weren't really up to much. But then, of course, Motor City Machine Guns, and then DIY turned heel. So actually, they've had a pretty good feud, to be fair. The Motor City Machine Guns and DIY on SmackDown. 2 out of 3 falls is obviously quite an interesting stipulation. I'm not really sure we've ever seen one of them for a tag team title match before. Not that I can at least remember of recent memory. But yeah, I mean, interesting. They'll probably start with one of the Rumbles. Obviously, the Women's Rumble will probably go first, as it normally does. Probably just a safe DIY retain here, to be honest. I'm not really that invested. I know I said the feud was decent enough, but I'm not really that invested in it. So yeah, DIY to retain probably.
Yeah, I agree. I think DIY are going to retain. But I think it's going to be a great match. You know, these two teams are great. I think they've got great, like I said, great chemistry. We all know how good Ciampa and Gargano are back from the NXT days. And I hope one of those two, or both of them at some point, get a world title singles push at some point this year, maybe. 'Cause they've definitely got it in them from obviously both former NXT champions. But anyway, we'll get to that later on in the year. But yeah, I think there'll probably be a few "this is awesome" chants and all that. It'll be great. But yeah, at the end, DIY retain. Yeah. Okay then. Well, we'll go on with one of the rumbles then. We'll go with the Women's Royal Rumble match next. Okay, so we have a 30-woman Royal Rumble match for a Women's World Championship match at WrestleMania 41. So only 10 women have been announced as of today. So, and they are Nia Jax, Bailey, Charlotte, Naomi, Bianca, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. Ooh. So I'll go first then. I genuinely have no idea. I probably should have thought about this a wee bit before the video. Um, Genuinely have no idea. I did not think about this at all. I feel like both Rumbles this year are really hard. I think the men's even more so. So oh, Callum, have you got any inkling? You can guess while I have a think.
Um, well,
Oh,
I think it's between
hmm.
Charlotte because I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
but I
Oh,
imagine at WrestleMania we're definitely going to have Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton.
you think?
Well, probably. I imagine that would be a good WrestleMania feud. So it's
Yeah.
whether or not Charlotte wins the Rumble, of course, or whether or not it's going to be somebody else. But
Okay.
I can see Rhea Ripley because of the whole thing that they had to the when she was beating kind of Liv Morgan for the belt. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky were having a little pull between the belt and things like this, and I could also see that being a WrestleMania match too because I can't think of who else Rhea will feud with going into WrestleMania either. To be fair, um, so for me, it's between Charlotte and Io Sky. And since Charlotte's already won one, and it might be that she wins a chamber instead, I think I'm just going to go rogue, and I'm going to choose Io Sky.
Okay. You're going with Io Sky. Yeah, you did say obviously, but when Rhea and her and Rhea had that stare down, and that'll be a great match, definitely. I think well, only 10 women have been announced, so that means 20 more women are going to be surprises. I think there'll be maybe some veterans in there. There'll definitely be some NXT talent in the Rumble as well. Um, right now, I'm gonna. I'm gonna go Charlotte. But
Yeah.
and she'll be the first woman to win two Royal Rumbles, I think. Will she be the first?
Yeah, I mean, she is the safer option, obviously, isn't she? To
Well,
be
she's
fair,
making her big
and
comeback.
she is making her big return. Yeah, I just don't know whether or not they'd announce her return, put her in the Rumble, and then have a win. I mean, that might just be slightly too. I don't know, maybe. But like I said, I think Io Sky's a good choice for Rhea's, for WrestleMania because I can't really think necessarily of somebody else to go and face Rhea. But like you say, I'm imagining maybe we'll get Becky back in the Rumble. Maybe she'll be the surprise because, of course, Charlotte isn't a surprise anymore because she's been announced. Nikki Bella is apparently coming out of retirement. She could also be in the Rumble. But I don't know. I mean, 20 women still have to come in, but that you haven't factored in Jade Cargill. To be fair, actually,
She's still
she
good. That's
well, yeah,
well, she
but
got attacked, didn't she? She got attacked, yeah.
yeah, technically her Naomi's taken her place now, hasn't she? So we might get that there where she comes in and she attacks Naomi because she knows it was Naomi who attacked her, and so we carry on that feud. But I don't know about surprises and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know really. I think it is between, I can't see it being Bailey again. I don't think Nia's going to win. I don't think there's Bianca. She's tag team champion, so I can't really see it being her. So it is between Charlotte or Io, and I think just give it to Io and just have her be, why not?
Yeah, fine. I think it's Charlotte or Rio, so I'll pick the other option. I'll go with Charlotte. And maybe Io wins the Elimination Chamber. But yeah, that's not cool with me. And Charlotte, if Charlotte wins, like I said, she's the first ever women's two-time winner. So that'd be cool. So yeah, okay. Charlotte and Io Sky. Then next up we have is a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Yes, so in this match, the undisputed and the Winged Eagle Championship belts will be suspended above the ring. Yes, people are calling this like a unification bout when it isn't really. Like Cody's is just it's Cody's belt is the main one. Like the Winged Eagle belt was just a replacement for one night for a Saturday night main event in December, but stole it, didn't he? After he attacked Cody, and he's just walking around with it. So it's like anyway, but whatever. It's something for KO to walk around with, I guess. Yeah. So obviously Cody Rhodes defending his belt, going up against Kevin Owens. I will say I've really enjoyed this feud. I think it's been by far Cody's best storyline feud that he's had as champion. since he won it last year at WrestleMania. I just loved the chemistry between him and KO. You know, KO, even though he's the heel, he's a lot of what he's saying is like ringing true. You know, this is like their third match now, if you count Saturday Night Main Event, which was more of a house show, but still was a match. So, but I'm sure this will be a fantastic ladder match. Lots of great spots. It's going to be very close and very brutal. Uh, Callum, you can start with this one. Is who's taking the belts off the ladder? Is Cody retaining, or will KO win it?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that we're gonna have a Cody retention here, isn't it? I mean, considering KO's obviously like put him on the shelf kayfabe for a bit by kind of injuring his neck with the pile driver, and he's been pile driving everybody since, including trying to pile drive Rey Mysterio, trying to pile drive Shawn Michaels on Saturday Night Main Event the other night and got the sweet chin music. So you might even get Shawn Michaels help Cody win. I don't know. I mean, there is a possibility for anything, really, isn't there? But yeah, I mean, Kevin Owens, like his heel turn has been pretty good, but it's a bit sad because I think this is eight. I think I saw a stat for 8 times that Kevin Owens has had a match for a title at Royal Rumble, and I don't think he's won any of them. I don't think it's a world title. I think he's because I remember him once challenging Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title and losing as well. So I think any kind of title match Kevin Owens has had at the Royal Rumble. I think maybe he retained against Roman once, or Seth Rollins once,
In
but
2017, he beat
yeah,
Roman.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's poor Kevin Owens, but he's always the reliable person to put over somebody else. So yeah, Cody climbs the ladder, pulls down both titles, and then his title reign continues on to whoever it is who's going to win the Rumble or win the Elimination Chamber to challenge him at WrestleMania.
Mhm. Okay, that's it. Well, speaking of, well, actually, I'll go with my prediction before we get to that. Yeah, I agree. Cody Rhodes definitely retaining. I'd be a massive shock if KO won. Great, it'll be a great match. Fantastic, probably one of the best matches of Cody's title reign. But Cody Rhodes to definitely retain. Yeah. Then on to the men's Royal Rumble match. Yes, a 30-man Royal Rumble match for a World Championship match at WrestleMania 41. So half of the entrants have been announced. So let's just go through them. LA Knight, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Bron Breakker, Carmelo Hayes, and John Cena in his final ever Royal Rumble. As his obviously his big year-long retirement year begins. So yes. And I think this has all the potential to be one of the most surprising and interesting Royal Rumbles in years. Because you look at some of those competitors, we've got John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth, Drew, Logan Paul's coming back. We've got Penta, and I think there's definitely going to be a few other surprises in the other 15 who haven't been announced yet. But
Goldberg.
oh, oh, could you imagine? Oh my goodness. Anyway, who started the last one, Dave? Was it me or you?
I think I've started every single one of them, to be honest.
How dare you? So I'll start with this one then. Well, like the women's rumble, this is really hard to call. I think there's like 4 or 5 potential winners here. Who will go on to face either Cody or Gunther at WrestleMania? There's so many different picks. Oh, and right now I'm torn. I think it's either going to be CM Punk or John Cena. I think that for me they're the two favorites. And when they have that stare down, Punk and Cena, obviously we're going to get flashback to 2011. Oh, uh, um, I want to say John Cena because it's his final Royal Rumble, his big retirement year. But it's like it seems too obvious that he just wins. I think he might get thrown out in a big. What's John Cena going to do? And CM Punk was the runner-up last year when Cody threw him out. Oh, oh. No, I think Rollins will throw Punk out as revenge for him getting beat on Raw by Punk. So I'm going for it. I think John Cena wins the Royal Rumble, and he goes on to challenge. Well, I think he'd Cody at WrestleMania. John Cena and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I'd be I'd be down with that. So yeah, it's a big shout, and there could be a big surprise with The Rock near the end. Maybe he comes out at 31. I've heard some people saying he makes up his own rule because he's the all the backstage power he's got. He comes out at 31 and wins. That's actually a good shout, isn't it? No, I've said John Cena. I'm sticking with John Cena. Okay, Callum, who's winning?
Yeah, well, when I was first coming into this, I thought it was going to be between Cena and Punk as well. I don't know. I feel like it's just giving it to John Cena without him fighting, because John Cena's always been, kind of well, as I say, also kind of had to fight for. I mean, he's been given a lot of, over the years. But I think maybe in his last year, he's really gonna chase that title, and it might not be that he even wins it at WrestleMania. He might lose to whoever it is who he fights then, and then maybe. There's one last pay-per-view that in his name where he wins the title and retires as the champion. Even might be a nice send-off for him too. But I don't know. I just think obviously he would be the second person I think to win 3 Rumbles now after Stone Cold. So I think he'd be the only other person plus Stone Cold Steve Austin to win 3 Rumbles.
Oh yeah.
So I suppose it puts him, makes history again in his final year, plus his probably inevitable last title reign that he'll have to make 17. Yeah, I feel like since you've gone Cena, and because I went Io and you went Charlotte, I'll go Punk.
Ooh.
And because I think CM Punk has to. I think he has to be in a world title match at WrestleMania. I'm not sure. I could also see it being against Seth Rollins though, a match at WrestleMania. So Seth wins the title from Gunter at some point before WrestleMania, and then and then Punk is fighting Seth Rollins for the title. I don't exactly know how it's going to work, but perhaps that's the route they go down.
Mm. Yeah, and well, like Roman, I think Roman's going to do get a lot of eliminations. Drew and Roman's face down will be quite cool. It's going to be a great Rumble. I think we can both agree on that. It's going to be one of the great Royal Rumbles. I think. I think it's one of the most exciting ones where there isn't an obvious winner. Like we've said, it probably is down. Maybe down. The two favourites are Cena and Punk, but there are definitely other outside picks as well. Okay, so that is it. There's a short card. I think something definitely will be added before uh, Saturday. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Gunther
Well,
has
there aren't any women's matches on the card besides the Rumble. So again, I know Chelsea Green and Me Chin have been feuding over the women's US title on SmackDown, so that could be added. But Rhea and Nia had their match at Saturday Night's main event. Tiffany and Bayley have had, or was it Tiffany and Bayley had a match on SmackDown last week for the title? I think it was, or something like that. So I'm not really sure exactly if they're going to have one either. The women's tag titles, just think.
Shinsuke could have had the defense of the US title, but he's in the Rumble. Like
he could have done. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on there.
What a waste of a spot. Oh. But anyway, so yeah, okay. Well, that Royal Rumble is this Saturday. Looking forward to it. Geez. Before we finish, do you think The Rock will come out in the Rumble? Because I think everyone says he cut that babyface promo making up with Cody, but then on NXT he was like, the final boss is always 10 steps ahead. I'm like, okay. So like, do you think he comes out with 31 and wins?
I mean, if he comes out, he wins. Do you know? Like I feel like that's. I feel like because him and Cody need to have a match at some point, don't they? And I mean, I even said it as well. They literally buried the final boss character on that Raw when he came out, that first Netflix Raw, and then of course, as you say, the NXT afterwards, he kind of went back on everything he'd said. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult, but again, if he does, it'll be interesting. Imagine he throws out John Cena as the last, the last sort of two is him and Cena. He throws him out.
Okay, now I can't. I'm changing my prediction. No, I'm sorry. The Rock will win. I think it seems too obvious. He's going to be there. He'll come out. Everyone thinks it's Everyone thinks it's Cena and Punk. If you smell, and then The Rock challenges Cody at WrestleMania, and then we get it, Cody and The Rock, which we know it's coming because after that WrestleMania 40 of Raw. But anyway, we'll talk about that. So promo, yeah, The Rock. I'm gonna be like when John Cena wins on Saturday. I'm gonna be no.
Oh, why did that change?
Oh well, I went for the gamble. Okay,
Never mind.
well, thank you for joining me, Callum. Yes, so the Royal Rumble this weekend. Woohoo! I'll be back with Callum for the next pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber. In I think that's early March. I think yeah. So be back with Callum in late February for our Elimination Chamber prediction video, and hopefully Sab will be back too. Yeah, he couldn't make this video, Sab, but hopefully the three of us are back for Elimination Chamber. So enjoy the Rumble this weekend, guys, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks, Callum. Okay, bye.